People don't give a fuck what you say. A lot of people do not understand this. They care about what you do. All of a sudden, you second guess so many obstacles in my path.
I'm gonna hold your hand when I say
You don't think that you gonna make
it
it?
seems like there's something standing in my way. Keep relying on
It
tomorrow.
could change the entire trajectory of what your life is. You the baseline. The moment that they see you not display the things that you preach, it don't fucking matter. You feel me?
What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Steakpen, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of the Meech Speaks podcast. Now, before we get started with this podcast, don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or even YouTube, and leave this podcast an honest review, because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Honest to God, man, I got to get this off my chest, or I know for a fact that I'm never going to be able to sleep at night. One thing that is my biggest pet peeve in the military, bro, is when we tell people to take the high road. You feel me? Like, we love to tell somebody to take the high road just to excuse some disrespect. You feel me? Let me rephrase that. We love to tell somebody to take the high road just so we can continue to disrespect them. You feel me? We quick to tell somebody, hey, man, just let it go. Hey, swallow it. Hey, it's not that big of a deal. Meanwhile, the person that's doing it, they gonna continue to keep doing that shit to you. You feel me? Because you took the fucking high road, and now that you've taken the high road, you have unknowingly given them permission to continue to keep disrespecting you. You feel me? You told them that hey, man, like, chill. And they took that chill as a, you know what? I'm gonna continue to keep doing it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna double down on it. And I bring that up, man, because my first 8 months on recruiting duty sucked, not because I was on recruiting duty, but because I had to take the fucking high road. You feel me? I had to continue to keep taking the high road to shit that I normally would have said something about. I had to take the high road to things that I normally would have addressed. And I kept battling with myself because of the simple fact that I was just like, should I say that? You know what? Maybe I should make this a big deal. Whole time, I'm taking the fucking high road. You see what I'm saying? Thinking that if I take the high road, it's noble. I'm thinking that if I take the fucking high road, it's just going to go away. I'm thinking that if I take the high road, the person's going to realize like, hey, what I'm saying is disrespectful. Hey, what I'm saying isn't appropriate. Hey, what I'm saying, maybe I shouldn't say that. And I kept taking the high road. And then finally, on my 8th month, I blow the fuck up. And here's the thing, though, that I really want to just get this out the way real quick, because we take this high road, right? And we take this fucking detour, and we continue on this detour, and we think that we're doing something noble. We think that we're doing something admirable. We think that we're being professional. The whole time we gave this person fucking permission. We gave this person permission to continue to keep disrespecting us because we really didn't put that shit in their face. And then when we finally blow up, right? Like when we finally fucking blow up, everybody's looking at you like you got some shit on your face. Everyone's looking at you like you're overreacting. Everyone's looking at you as if like, damn, dude, it wasn't that big of a deal. No. It was a big deal. You see what I'm saying? It was a big deal in month 1. It was a big deal in month 2. I just kept letting the shit slide until I could no longer let the shit slide. It was almost as if, like, you ever just seen like a ping ball and like how the balls just line up and they were just stacking on each other until you really just got to get one off. That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like the pressure was building up to the point where I was like, I cannot continue to allow this to be my normal. I cannot allow this to be my typical Monday or my typical Tuesday or my day-to-day interactions with you. Something's going to have to fucking shake. And because of that situation, right? Because of that situation, I've always had a negative perspective towards when people say take the high road. I've always had that. And maybe it would be different if I wasn't in the military. Maybe it'd be different if I wasn't in the military. Maybe it'd be different if I wasn't surrounded by A-type personalities all the fucking time. Maybe it'd never be like that, and I'll always be like this. But one thing that I do know is that there's a huge misconception when we talk about taking the high road. And today's episode is about debunking that and showing you exactly what the high road looks like. Let's get started with today's episode. All right, so the first part of this episode, let's just go ahead and just deal with the myth, okay? Damn, I really wish that I could stand up in this show. I'm gonna have to set it up so that way I could fucking stand up, because this topic really got me fucking amped up, bro. But let's address the myth. The high road does not mean that you have to swallow it. The high road does not mean that you have to ignore it. The high road does not mean that you really have to be the bigger person. You feel me? And you know what? When I say the bigger person, everybody always assumes that the bigger person is the guy that fucking ignores it. You feel me? And, oh, we need to protect your peace. See, the thing is, man, and this is the shit that kind of bothers me is that people want to tell you to protect your fucking peace, but they want to continue to keep disrupting it. You know what I mean? They say protect your fucking peace. Meanwhile, they keep doing shit that fucking disrupts your peace. And you have to do extra legwork in order to fucking protect your peace. No. That is not the fucking high road. The high road, in fact, is something very professional. You can address it and still be the bigger person. And I don't know who need to hear that, but you can still address it and be the bigger person. The high road isn't something where you gotta ignore. You feel me? When you're taking the high road, it doesn't mean that you have to ignore it. You can tell somebody flat out, hey, I don't appreciate that. Hey, please don't talk to me like that. My favorite thing was somebody talking about like taking a high road and you trying to talk to them and they get to over talking you. Just because you can over talk me doesn't make your opinion right. Doesn't make what you're saying right. The high road is about addressing it. You feel me? While still maintaining some form of professionalism, while still maintaining some form of respect for you. You feel me? That's exactly what the high road looks like. And the biggest issue about this is that there's too many people telling you to take the high road, but not a lot of people actually understand exactly what the fucking high road is. You feel me? And I bring that up because if we don't debunk this myth now, right? Like if we don't address this, there's going to be constantly people having to feel like they're surviving in the military. They're feeling like they have to survive in these day-to-day interactions simply because they have to take the fucking high road. Now, I will say this before we go deeper into this episode. Are there people that are genuinely oblivious? 100%, dude. Like there are some people in this world, or let me rephrase that, there's some people in your workplace that legitimately are oblivious to the shit that they be doing. And that also goes into the fact of why I can't stand when people say, let's take the fucking high road, because they've become oblivious because no one has actually ever said anything to them. You know what I mean? And I'll say it again. A lot of people are fucking oblivious to the shit that they do or their interactions with other people simply because no one has ever said anything. They probably have been a higher rank than the people that they're disrespecting. So the people that they're disrespecting, they can't say anything because they don't want to get in trouble. They probably have been around people that just, you know what, is not that big of a deal. And when you're constantly around people that are not that big of a deal, you continue to keep doing this shit, not realizing that what you're doing is actually harmful. It's bad. It's disrespectful. That's why a lot of times, man, they be so surprised when somebody says something to them. So I will stop for a second and say that yes, there are some people that are legitimately oblivious to what they're doing. Now, there are others, and I will say this, there are others that know exactly what the fuck they're doing. You feel me? There are others that know exactly what the fuck they're doing. When I was dealing with that situation in my first 8 months on recruiting duty, the guy, like, he tried to play like this whole oblivious act. Like, he didn't know exactly what the hell he was doing, but he knew. You feel me? He knew exactly what he was doing because when I would bring it up, he would double down on it. You feel me? And then try to play like, oh, I didn't know, or I didn't mean it like that. You knew exactly what you meant. And I will even stop for a second and say that when people do that, that's frustrating because it's like, bro, you know 1 + 1 is 2. Why are you trying to act like 1 + 1 is 3? You feel me? Why the hell are you doing that? You know damn well that you wouldn't say that. And I can't stress this enough. Don't tell somebody to take the high road if you know for a fact that you wouldn't. Don't tell somebody to let that go if you know for a fact that you would have held on to that for dear life. Stop giving people advice on shit that you know for a fact that you wouldn't take. And I bring that up, man, and I always want to address that because, yes, are there people that are oblivious to the shit that they do? 100%, yes. But there are also people that know for a fact that what they're doing is wrong. And they also know that because you don't know what the high road actually looks like, or you don't know how to properly take it, that you're just going to let it go. You're just going to excuse it. You're just going to be the bigger person. But I would even ask this, man. At what point is being the bigger person turning me into being the smallest person? You know what I mean? Like, at what point do I have to continue to keep saying I'm gonna be the bigger person until I'm the fucking smallest person in the room? Let me rephrase that real quick because that didn't sound right. At what point does me being the bigger person turn me into the smallest person in the room? There it is, right there. At what point does me being the bigger person make me the smallest person in the room? I keep letting shit go. Now my opinion doesn't matter. I keep walking away from something, so now I don't even have a place in the fucking room. I keep, hey, you know what? It's not that big of a deal to the point where I don't even have fucking boundaries. At what point does me being the bigger person make me the smallest person in the room? And I bring that up because that's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. And because I didn't know, I allowed it. And there's so many people out there right now listening to this episode that are probably going through that exact same situation. You trying to be the biggest person in the room, but in fact, you're actually the smallest one there because you refuse to address it. So with that, let's go ahead and go to the next topic. Now, speaking of the smallest person in the room, let's talk about it from the Junior Marine's perspective, because, you know, it's very easy for me, and I have to always remember, because I'm a whole gunnery sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, that when I give this advice, that I can't give this advice from a staff NCO's perspective. I can't give this advice from a gunnery sergeant's perspective, because I could flat out tell you to shut the fuck up and there ain't nothing that you're gonna do. Is it professional? No, it's not. Is it right? No, but I can do that. You see what I'm saying? I can. But the problem is, man, is that there are a lot more Junior Marines that actually have to deal with this than there is staff NCOs. You feel me? It's a lot more Junior Marines that have to fucking survive in their work environments simply because they're a Junior Marine. I promise you, bro, a PFC, let me rephrase, a private, a PFC, a Lance Corporal, fuck, even a corporal, and he a NCO. He got Marines up under him. Ain't able to say the things that I can say. You feel me? So I have to be understanding to that. But I will say this, though. I will say this, that you can still take the high road the right way without being disrespectful. You can still take the high road. Let me rephrase that, man. You can address what's going on without having the fear that you're going to get a negative counseling. You can address what's going on without fear of getting a non-rec or having to have bad paperwork or to get blackballed. You can still address it. Simple things like, hey, Corporal, I don't appreciate that. You feel me? Simple things like, hey, Corporal, please don't talk to me like that. Now, I will say this, and I got to preface this, okay? There's a big difference between flat out disrespect and you being critiqued on your work ethic, you being critiqued on your uniform. Don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say. You feel me? Don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say. Your uniform look like shit and he just told you that you look like a bag of ass. Don't try to switch this up and say, hey, don't talk to me like that. All right, then go fix your fucking uniform. You feel me? Don't try to switch it up and say, like, I walk into your room look like hell, and then I'm saying this room look like a pigsty. You saying, hey, I don't appreciate that. Then I don't appreciate having to walk in here and this shit look like this. You showing up late and you talking about, hey, I don't appreciate if y'all talk to me like this. Well, I appreciate if you showed up on fucking time because last time I checked, you got paid in full. I understand. But what I'm really saying is that it's easy for somebody to disrespect you when it's in a non-professional way. You feel me? It's easy to get disrespected in a non-professional way. And we blur those lines. You ain't critiquing him on his work ethic. You just flat out just disrespecting him. And when it's not professional, there it is right there. When it's not work related, I don't appreciate the way that you just said that. I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me. I understand we in the military, we got to do these things. You feel me? I understand that we got to take care of business, but you know damn well that you wouldn't talk to me like that if I was a fucking corporal. You know damn well you wouldn't talk to me like that. So if you know that you wouldn't talk to me like that, please, man, like respect me the same way that I got to give you fucking respect. You know, I don't appreciate that. Now, I will always tell any Junior Marine that is looking for respect, you feel me? Or let me rephrase that, or feels like they have to address it, pull that person off to the side. Always pull that person off to the side away from everybody else. If you want to take a situation and make it 10 times worse, do it in front of everybody because now you brought ego into the place. Pull them off to the side and say like, hey, about what you said earlier, I completely understand. But at the exact same time, please don't talk about this. You know what I mean? And once again, it's a big difference between a work-related critique and flat out fucking disrespect. So I will always tell anybody, especially a Junior Marine that's listening to this, understand the two. And if you don't know the two, ask somebody, bro. Ask somebody. Pull another Lance Corporal off to the side. Pull a corporal that you trust off to the side to address it. You feel me? But don't go high and to the right over a work-related critique that you fucked up on. If it's personal, 100%. You know, if it's personal, 100%. But please understand the two, because if you don't, You're going to misconstrue what the high road actually looks like. Now, from the leader's perspective, stop telling these junior Marines to take the high road just so you can fucking disrespect them. You feel me? Stop telling somebody to be the bigger person knowing damn well you have no intention of fixing it. Stop telling them to be the bigger person just so you can see them small. You feel me? A lot of y'all create these workplace imbalances. That's the reason why your damn junior Marine can't wait to get promoted, because you the first person that he got something to say. You feel me? That's why you probably be getting called out a lot during those McMap PTs, because they can't fucking stand you. That's why they be quick to call you by your last name as soon as they get promoted, because they couldn't wait to fucking deal with you as a peer. And I bring that up, man, because we love to take advantage of the new guy. We love to take advantage of the junior Marine. We love to take advantage of the person that we know for a fact cannot say that. But I will ask you this. If somebody said that to you in that manner, how would you handle it? Would you be okay with it? If somebody talked to you the way that you were talking to them, you feel me? Let me rephrase. If somebody was treating you the way that you treated them, would you be cool with that? Would you let it slide? Would you ignore it? Would it be not that big of a deal? Would you want to be the bigger person? Would you want to take the high road? Fuck no. Hell no. You will address it. And the reason why you would address it is because you know for a fact that it's not right. So if it's not right, why are you doing it? And I get it. We're stressed. You know, we got other things going on. I didn't mean to say it like that. But how long are you going to continue to keep using that? You feel me? How long are you going to continue to be oblivious to your own actions, to the things that you're doing? You create this workplace imbalance. Let me rephrase that, man. Like, you create this environment where you can hide behind your rank. Or let me rephrase, you retreat back into your rank when you know that for a fact that if you would have said that and y'all were peers, there would be a completely different conversation. You know that. And we sit back and we tell people to take the high road just so we can continue to keep disrespecting them. We tell them to be the bigger person just so we can make them small. We tell them to let it go just so we can continue to hold it over their heads. And you know for a fact that that shit ain't right. So if you know it's not right, why do you continue to keep doing it? Now, I alluded to this, but at the end of the day, man, a lot of people just don't know what the fucking high road actually looks like. We tell people to take it, but nobody actually has a map to show you exactly how to take it. We want you to get on this route, but we've never really been on this route ourselves. The high road is never going to be about letting shit go. And I will say that again. The high road is never about letting shit go. The high road is about addressing it in a professional manner without disrespecting yourself or the other person. That's really what it is. It's not matching their disrespect. It's addressing their disrespect. The high road is letting them know in a professional manner that, hey, what you just said isn't tolerated, and do not say that again. That's what it is. We don't got to go back and forth. We don't got to go back and forth. It ain't got to be a yelling match. It ain't got to be a yelling match. But at the exact same time, I am going to let you know that, hey, what you just said, I don't appreciate. Hey, what you just said was very ignorant. Hey, what you just said, hey, that wasn't okay. And if you're going to continue to address me in that manner, please, man, please have some respect, because I'm going to give you some respect. One of my biggest things, man, right before I address some type of disrespect, I always tell them, hey, at any point did I disrespect you? Did I call you out of your name? Did I make you feel small? If they say no, and no, most of the time they're going to say no, because I don't disrespect people in a way like that. I don't disrespect people. When they say no, I'm always going to follow up with, so why do you feel comfortable disrespecting me? Why do you feel comfortable doing that? Because I didn't do that to you. When you're having a conversation and somebody overtalks you, you can say, hey, man, please don't overtalk me. Don't bulldoze me out of the conversation. My favorite thing to say, and I said it earlier, is just because you can overtalk me doesn't mean that your opinion is right. Just because you can overtalk me doesn't make your opinion right. Just because you're louder doesn't mean that you're right. Now you're just loud and wrong. Taking the high road doesn't mean that I have to hold on to it. It means that I see the obstacle, I see the issue, I'm addressing it, and I'm moving past it. And the reason why I say I'm moving past it is because I'm not about to stay here with you. I'm going to let you know what you just said, though, was wrong. But I'm going to move on. And if you continue to keep bringing it up, we're going to address this at a higher level. That's what the high road actually looks like. And when we understand that, right? Like when we understand that, we can stop telling people to ignore disrespect simply because of the simple fact that we don't know exactly how to address it. this whole episode, man, like it came in hot, it came in a little emotional, but at the end of the day, man, like ain't nothing worse than feeling small in a workplace because you're trying to be the bigger person. Ain't nothing worse than feeling like, damn, dude, like I hate to go to work because I got to deal with this motherfucker. Ain't nothing worse than continuing to ignore something because nobody else has addressed it and you don't want to be that one. You don't want to shake the boat. You don't want to bring up something. Like you don't want to deal with that. You don't want that on you. But at some point, man, like if you continue to take the high road, let me rephrase that. If you continue to keep ignoring it, then who the fuck is going to address it? And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at meechspeaks.com. Meech Speaks is spelled M-E-E-C-H. Don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform or even over to the website and grab some merch, check out a new episode. But most importantly, don't forget to leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.